Record. Okay. Hello, Valentino, Barbara. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's nice to see you both.
Hi, Brian.
Ciao, Ryan.
It's so this is a Bon Vivant virtual visit with Loghi Farm. Loghi Farm is owned and run by Valentino Berni, and Barbara Beghelli is now, you've been with the company for 1 year or so,
Yeah.
and is going to help translate and also kind of make sure that Valentino knows what he's talking about, because he's a crazy guy. So first off, Loghi Farm is this amazing place in the middle of Tuscany. And first I want to show with some maps where you're located. So I'm going to share my screen here. And so this is obviously Italy, and we have Tuscany in the dark red. Mm-hmm. As you go down, this is a neat map to see where the Val d'Orcia, so this is the valley of the Orcia Valley, sits right here. And Montalcino, the famous DOCG of Montalcino, is right nestled underneath them where that hill is located. Because, and we'll talk about Brunello and Rosso, because Valentino is making not only Orcia wine, but also Brunello and Rosso di Montalcino. So here's Montalcino. In orange, this is all the Orcia Valley. And to even get closer, now, Valentino, you are located, Loghi Farm is near Buonconvento, kind of up here, correct?
It's
More or less. We
Yeah.
are near.
Yes. Nearby, in the mountains, in the hills. And when we start talking about the Brunello and the Rosso, those vines are kind of closer to this zone.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Perfect. Kind of so north and eastern portion of the DOC of Montalcino, DOCG. A couple beautiful, I'll show some more pictures, but this place is magical. It sits in these rolling hills of Tuscany. It's so special to me. I absolutely love visiting Valentino because, well, the history, the story is really fun to talk about. It's the land of truffles, it's the land of wine, and yeah. So first, tell me about the history of Loghi. How did it start? How did it begin? How did you make wine? Tell me everything.
okay. So hi everyone, and hi Brian. We are Loghi Farm, and we are close to Montalcino, very famous area. We produce wine, olive oil, and truffle. We have in total 54 hectares, around 54 hectares. The vineyards are around 12 hectares.
Okay.
And the plants are 20 years old.
Or 20 years old. Okay.
Yes, so they are not too old.
Okay.
We are in 300 meters above the sea level.
300 meters above sea level. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
And the climate here is really nice is suitable for the vine's growth.
Is it very Mediterranean climate? Kind of hot summer days, but throughout the year more mild. Doesn't get so cold.
Yes, perfectly. So we have hot summers and not too much rain.
Okay.
And mild winters with occasional frosts. Depends.
Okay. That makes sense. And to kind of describe this a bit more, so Loghi Farm is in the Orcia Valley, and what is the difference in elevation between, because you have 2 hectares in Montalcino, in the DOCG of Montalcino. So 2 hectares of grapes, and then the farm with white truffle, with grapes, with wild forest and olive trees. What is the difference in elevation between Loghi Farm and the vineyard in Montalcino?
More or less is the same.
More or less
it's the same because we have in the Loghi Farm the difference start. We start 270 meter,
Okay.
and we arrive 350.
Wow.
And Montalcino, the grapes is 320, and is the mid.
Okay, okay, great, great. And so what about the soil types? Is the soil different in Orcia and in Montalcino, or also very similar?
It's a little bit different. Here in Orcia is middle texture with clay inside and developed on calcareous ground.
Calcareous grounds with some clay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's perfect for vines.
Great.
And another thing about the climate is important, in my opinion. Here there is the temperature range, an important temperature range from the morning, yes, to the night. It's very important for the quality of the grapes and for the vines growth.
So in the middle of the summer, how hot does it get in the day and how cold at night?
A quanto arriviamo di giorno?
This is a good question.
It changes every year, I'm sure.
Yeah.
When I'm younger, 33, 34. Now, sometimes we arrive near 40, 38,
So 100
37.
degrees. Wow.
Yeah, it's very, very hot. It's very hot.
And at the nighttime?
It's changed a lot the climate here.
Yeah.
But okay, sorry.
In the night, what temperature does it get at night?
It depends, but example, now we are 20, 17, we arrive this when is a normal, sometimes when arrive the rain is possible arrive 15.
Wow, okay, so kind of in the 60s at night, which is nice. Cool.
Yeah, it's a big range.
It's a big difference, yeah.
Very nice, very nice.
When we arrive near the harvest time, September is famous for the excursion. For the change, the range.
For that change, okay. Oh, okay. Very nice. And
present in September.
Cool. So tell me, so Valentino, you grew up making wine, or did you grow up not making wine? Because you're many generations, but not with wine, correct?
Brian, you know me a lot. I understand. No, the first passion really is for the truffle.
Is the truffles?
My family born and work the land for a long time. The family, my father is sure, because we have the library, right? This work the land and stay in one house in the country and work the land for 200 years and make all different culture, wine,
different crops. Yeah.
Sorry. And the truffle is my first passion, because when I'm young, I start follow my father for play, because now I have the video game, and I prefer follow my father for find the truffle and play with the dog.
Really?
Yeah. When I'm 6, I start follow my father and start the passion. Start the passion because my passion for the truffle, for the very particular relationship with the dog, because the dog is, all people have the dog, understand me, is unique relation with the owner and the dog.
Yeah.
And I start this passion. I decide to study for the agriculture, for make the farm, but my family work the land, but no is the owner.
Okay.
When I finish study, we decide to improve in the farm, and we invest, we buy the land, and I start make the wine. I start to make the vineyards, after the wine.
Okay.
And I improve the truffle area, because when I arrive in the farm, I have only 3 hectares. And now we have 17 hectares for the white truffle and 10 hectares for the other truffle
Black
cultivation.
truffles.
Black,
Yeah.
exactly. We have in the farm we have 5 different kind of truffle, 3 black and 2 white.
3 blacks and 2 whites. And you said tomorrow starts the white truffle season.
Tomorrow is particular day. Tomorrow start the white truffle season. And
that's
tomorrow
fantastic. So today is September 9th, this recording. And so September 10th, the white truffle season begins. Very exciting. Very exciting.
Tomorrow I stop the connection for the world. I dedicate only the truffle. Bye-bye.
Now, it's interesting because the white truffle season, which is obviously very important, is very similar time with harvest, with wine harvest. And so is it very busy? All day long you work with truffle and with grapes and you're making wine. How do you do everything?
Yeah, a lot of works for us.
Yeah.
Not remember me, please. Not remember me. I love the passion. No, it really is a particular time, and we are very busy, and all hour is dedicated in the day is dedicated for one work. We start normal 5 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Find the truffle. We stop the truffle hunting in the 8, maximum 9 o'clock, and we come back, enter in the cellar, and we work the rest of the day in the cellar.
With the wine.
Work a lot, But the first passion is the same, the first law. We no it's possible life if not make this.
Absolutely. So that everyone knows, and I can kind of recap because I've been to the estate a few times, but throughout the year, black truffles grow, and black truffles grow very near the surface. So the dogs can go around, and I love it. Valentino lets out a whistle. He's like, something like that. And the dog knows to go get these truffles, and they sniff around. As soon as they find a truffle, they just kick it out of the earth. It's incredible to see. Yeah. But white truffle, I have not been visiting during the white truffle season, but the white truffles grow very deep. They much below the surface. And to be very careful, you should, I will insert a picture later, but there's, what is your tool called? The long...
Vangino.
A vangino. Vangino?
Yeah.
Yes, we don't know.
It's tiny, and that's his shovel. As the dog points at the white truffle, he digs very carefully to not hurt the white truffle, and sometimes you find it 1 meter down, 2 meters down in the ground.
2 meters is very difficult. 1 meter is possible sometimes. My record is 1 meter and 15 centimeters.
And 50, yeah.
Wow. It's
a lot.
When you think about the difference of price between black truffle and white truffle, this is the difference. Yeah. It's very special. It's a very special time of year, and it's a very difficult thing to harvest. So,
yeah. And the quality. And the quality is important.
The quality, of course. And actually, I have from one of our visits a picture of a big black truffle that your dog popped out of the ground. It was awesome. It was really cool. I had the tiniest picture of one of your old dogs.
Billy.
How many dogs do you have at one time?
Now we have 15 dogs.
15 dogs.
15. But in the family, we are 4 truffle hunters. 4.
Okay.
I, my father, my brother, and my son now.
So more dogs.
Yeah, and then dogs just kind of help. They just walk around.
All truffle hunters have the dog dedicated. Now it's possible for me take the dog. My father, I have my dog. My dog now is 4 dogs. 4 dogs.
Okay.
Just for you.
Only for me. Only for me. Not touch the other, please.
So, okay, so we talked about truffles, and now let's talk about the land, your farming. What is your philosophy when farming the grapes and taking care of the land for the truffles? What is important so that you make the wine that you want to make?
Come lavoro in
Sì,
vino,
sì.
cosa
But it's very, very easy for me to explain this because my farm is a particular. You just I just see 2-3 photos you put in the video, and it's very particular because the truffle area and the vineyards is together. Really is this.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to respect all. We need to respect the truffle area. We need to respect the vineyards. We are just we started just use the normal work for make the organic philosophy, and we respect the all the process. So normal we not use the pesticide, we not use only the normal control for maintain the grape. The big work is important. The best work is by hand, because if we work a lot by hand, no, we need the chemical help.
Yeah,
it's very good. And we are lucky because my soil and my farm is have the distance respect the no arrive never the frog, no arrive never the when rain a lot, no stop the water in the soil, because the sand help me go for put down the water. And the grape, yeah, the grape is lucky for this situation, because normal when the humidity inside the soil or inside the air is a lot, we have the big problem. We need other work. We are more lucky. Yeah. The other area. And we don't use the pesticide. We normally no make a strong work with the soil. We love maintain, because we are in the hill. We need use the grass for help me stop the soil because when rain, especially now when rain, normally the rain is very, very strong. If you know the grass maintain the soil, it's possible.
You can slide,
yeah. Okay.
And yeah, is important, because the best part, more fertile part for the soil is the first 15 centimeters. After just is different, and it's important. And the other, yeah, the best for me is I think we are lucky, and this is true, because it's possible to arrive normal harvest the grape after the normal time for the other, especially for the white, for it's the same for the red, because if we arrive harvest the grape later, normal the smell is better. Help me when this grape help me just when I enter in the cellar. Mm-hmm. We not have the big work for extract the aroma. We know normal process. Very soft work. Relax.
Yeah, relax. Just
not so much.
Yeah. So, and in the cellar, what is your kind of general winemaking philosophy? Do you use any yeasts or natural yeasts or sulfites? What is your process? Do you concrete? I have a few pictures of inside the cellar, old concrete vats. There's you pulling some wine from barrels, big barrels. So what is, in general, how do you think about making wine?
We make a lot different kind bottle. And normal when we make the bottle, we decide one line more or less. Okay. Example, you just say me the best and important is this. We enter with the very good grape. We don't need help with the additional a lot. We put inside the sulfite, but not a lot, only for maintain the grape. This is important for maintaining the grape. No, we need put a lot because the grape is rotten or other. No, the normal, the grape arrive in the cellar is perfect. And we start with this. After, the yeast is important only for particular wine. Example, we make the metodo classico. For this, when we start, is the first grape entering in the cellar, we need additional sulfite because it's we need additional yeast because it's very delicate, and we need to start the fermentation very fast.
Okay.
But the other, just when in the cellar you just have the first fermentation, you just start. We have it just inside the yeast, and normal is not natural reproduction. Example, for the natural wine, we know additional nothing, and the natural wine is the last wine entering the cellar. The last wine, we know additional sulfite, we know additional yeast. It's very particular wine, but we need to drink very fast because it's natural.
Because
we know it's possible help with the preserve with the sulfite. For the other, depend which result we want. We use sometimes the barrique, we use sometimes only the still, because, for example, for the white, we love work with the fresh, the acidity, and stay only in the still, enter in the bottle. But noise is easy to explain because we need the special work, example, for arrive the good smell. For arrive the good smell, we make the long fermentation, very long. 1 month more or less, and 15 days the fermentation. When finished the fermentation, we maintain with the deposit. Okay. Because sometimes we use the bâtonnage, we move the deposit for extract the aroma. When finished this process, more or less, is February. It's just past 5 months, 5 months. And when finished this process, we clean, we put the deposit for make the grappa, and we prepare the wine for entering the bottle. The prepare is very easy. We need a little filter for stop the big, sometimes the deposit. Big sediment. Yeah, but not strong filter, no sterilize the wine, okay? We use the normal filter and we enter in the bottle. Very easy work. Cool. But it's possible this because we have the fridge at me in the cellar, because maintain the temperature very low, and help me for preserve the oxidation, more or less. Yep. Yeah, and this is possible because when we decide to make this for the white wine, we harvest the grape, we put in the cellar 1 day the skin with the liquid. After we press, because if make the cryomacerazione with the cold temperature, help me extract the aroma and take the particular sensation for the wine when you taste it. Right. And after we press and start the fermentation. And this is for the white. Example, the Rosso Loghi is totally different. It's normal because Rosso Loghi is a blend. It's a blend Sangiovese and Merlot. We decide to exit the cellar with the Sangiovese, more younger, respect the other. Sangiovese, normal, when it's young, sometimes is strong and it's difficult. The Merlot helped me give the soft, more drinkable, more smooth. Yeah. And Merlot stay in barrique. Sangiovese only in the tank. In the tank. Okay. 1 second, Brian. I need
low battery.
Okay, actually, we just realized we're talking about the wines. We may as well drink the wines and taste the wines. So backtracking a little bit, let's talk about the Loghi Bianco. And to talk about the labels a little bit, these are brand new packaging. So if you've had the Loghi wine before, this is the new vintages just arrived with the new packaging. And it went a new direction. This is showing what Loghi Farm is to us and to Valentino, especially being in the fields with his dog, searching for truffle, tending to the grapes. And we think that this really is all about what Loghi is about. So anyways, yeah, this is the 2019 Loghi Bianco. So tell me about this wine. What's inside? How do you make it? Stainless steel. You were talking about the whole process, but this is Malvasia and Trebbiano, correct?
Yes, 70% Trebbiano, 30% Malvasia.
Cool. And
now
we're drinking. What is how was 2019 for you? Was it a good very vintage? 2019.
2019 is a good season for the white. Is very good season because we have a long time in the harvest time for the time for harvest. No rain, good temperature, good climate, and that me for decide the time.
Cool. This wine to me is always it's like salty. It has this wonderful minerality. It has this wonderful citrus tone to it, but it's kind of like truffle, salt. It has everything inside. I think this is always tells me about your land because I get this sense of soil and earth and even truffle. And it may be in my head, but a little truffle.
It's the same for me. I think all time the truffle.
With this. Yeah, always. You taste truffle in every wine.
Truffle.
And so this, you said, is a slow, long fermentation, all in stainless steel.
Yeah.
Okay. And stays with the lees, the deposit, occasionally with batonnage, with a stirring.
Yeah.
And in the spring, you put in the bottle. Correct?
Exactly.
Okay. And with using sulfites at the end before bottle too? Do you? Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Is only we need to use this in the time for preserve the oxidation, and is the contract with the iris when we put in the bottle.
Yeah, it's necessary, just a little bit.
Well, especially because, like you said, the style is very fresh. It's very bright. There's a lot of citrus and like lime, but also a lot of really delicious apple and pear and all that nuance that you want to keep preserved as well as possible. But the minerality and the acidity is so good. Does Trebbiano give more fruit and Malvasia give more structure? Or
no.
How do the grapes work? The opposite.
Malvasia is more aromatic respect the Trebbiano, and Trebbiano give
the structure.
The structure. The acidity is very, very different, very important respect the Malvasia.
So cool. It's delicious and very fresh and easy drinking, but complex too. So with the kind of same range, this is the Loghi Rosso. 2018 new vintage. And again, these are all wines that we now have in stock. So please reach out to me because I'd love to get samples to you to taste these bottles. So the 2018 Loghi Rosso, you were saying this is 70% Sangiovese, 30% Merlot.
Yes.
And Sangiovese is only in stainless steel. Merlot sees barrique, big barrels. What wood?
Small barrels, 225 liter.
Okay.
And normally is the second, maximum third passage. We decide now moving the house. 1 second. No, stop.
There you go. All right.
It's finished.
How long is the Merlot in the wood barrels?
In the barrel stays 6 months. 6 months, and after we make the blend, and we put in the bottle.
Okay.
This wine for me always gives me so much Tuscany. When I think of Tuscan red wine, this gives me all Tuscany in a glass. It has that structure and that wonderful fruit of Sangiovese, that kind of lovely cherry, the kind of dark plum, the acidity and the freshness that Sangiovese gives. But then the Merlot really does bring in this warm blanket wrapped around everything inside. And so I get this soft, I mean, it's not so soft that it's weak. It's full of structure still, but it's wrapped with the Merlot fruit. It's very sweet tones of fruit, more ripe cherry. It's absolutely beautiful. It drinks so well, and the value is incredible. I think it's very cool wine. Good vintage. 2018 is tasting really good.
Yeah, it's a good vintage.
I see your age and I understand.
You're like, I agree. Wow. After this was aged, the Merlot was in barrel, the Sangiovese was in stainless steel.
Yes.
Then you blend them together in stainless steel?
We blend, the fermentation is different. It's the same process, but it's different. We decide that it's normal because no, it's possible to enter only the Merlot and the Barrique and the other no. If we make the blend before. Okay. When finish the fermentation, we wait 1 second for, we need sure is finished the second fermentation, the malolactic fermentation.
Sure, the malolactic is finished.
And when it's finished this, we put in the barrels, the Merlot, stay 6 months, we make the blend, we decide a good time for putting the bottle, and we put in the bottle. For the fermentation, normal, for this wine, we make 20-25 days, depend the range, the alcohol and strong or not strong, the grape with the sugar, but this is the time. And when it's finished, we put in the still for make the malolactic fermentation. When it's finished, dish clean, put the deposit because deposit helped me for make the malolactic fermentation.
For making the malolactic, right?
Yeah, it's the same for the more or less the white wine. Sometimes we need move the deposit,
right?
Make
right.
the work for the batonnage, but only respect the white wine. If the white wine we make all week, this is 1 time, maximum 2 times, and it's just ready. We make the malolactic fermentation, we clean, and
perfect.
We are ready. Very easy, very fast, very drinkable wine.
Do you filter this before you bottle?
Yeah, it's the same respect the white wine. We use, but no, it's important the big filter because just this stay in my cellar stay 2 years. In 2 years, the deposit, the wine is a lot. All year make a part of the deposit. When arrive the time, we use the no strong filter only for stop this because sometimes when we use the strong filter, the wine lost the characteristics.
Loses some character. Yeah. Okay.
We love maintain the farmer inside the bottle.
And you do.
Yeah.
The farm, I taste the farm and I love it. So now I'm very excited to introduce the next 2 wines because these are brand new in the States. Because these are brand new to Loghi. Basically, you've been making wine from these vineyards now for a few years, but this is from Montalcino. So you have 2 hectares of vine down in the DOCG of Montalcino. And tell me about this. You kind of rented the land in 2014, 2015, 2016, and now you own the land for the last 2 years. It's yours. And yeah, this is an exciting project. All Sangiovese, right? So This
Yes,
is
yes.
2018 Rosso di Montalcino.
Yes.
Look at the label.
Yeah, I like the label. I like it. It looks nice. That's Valentino. That's you, Valentino.
Yes, more or less. Ah no, come si dice? Ero pettinato?
Non so. With brush hairs.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Here, just in the bottle.
It's perfect. It's my style.
Oh, that's awesome. So tell me about the Rosso di Montalcino. 2018, you have to follow different laws and different rules for the DOCG of Montalcino. How old is this fruit? How old is the vineyard? The
vineyard is 50 15 years old.
15?
15, 1, 5, yes, sorry, 15. And the Rosso is I think is very good experience for arrive the Brunello. I think this because open your idea respect the Brunello is very easy wine respect the Brunello, more complex the Brunello respect the Rosso, and is very good fruit for the smell that we use. We try extract more smell, work with the acidity for exit the cellar in the good time because it's a young Sangiovese. It's possible,
yeah.
But we work for extract the good smell and good acidity for balance the young Sangiovese.
Valentino, I love it. I love this wine. I have not tasted the Brunello yet, but the other night I opened a Rosso di Montalcino. Mm-hmm. Day 1, perfect. Day 2 was incredible, really beautiful and opened up wonderfully. Yeah. Day 3, I don't like to let wine last until day 3 ever, but I tried on day 3 and it was so good. It's a really beautiful, it's soft. It has really clean, bright acidity, but the mouthfeel is very integrated. The tannin is not too hard. It's
smooth.
It's very smooth and very almost light. It's for Sangiovese from Montalcino, they can sometimes be very powerful and big, and this has so much finesse. How did you age this wine? Was this in wood barrel?
Yeah, stay in the barrel, but there's a big barrel.
Big barrels.
Not use the small barrel.
Okay.
20, 13 hectoliter, depend. Okay. But it's a big. No enter a lot. And stay 8 months in the barrel. 8 months in the barrel, and after exit. The very important for this wine, and you just try, is the time stay in the bottle, because normally is minimum 4 months before exit the cellar. For me. Yeah, but this is a young wine, but it's possible have a long life. Okay, understand me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, because is the good balance acidity and when you open is normal for the red wine from Tuscany. One day is very good, the second, wow. It's normal. Because when open, the smell is continuous, has the good sensation for yeah.
It's really wonderful, Valentino. I love this wine. I think it's beautiful, and it gives me everything I want to find in Sangiovese, but also Montalcino. Montalcino carries such a prestigious idea, and this is gorgeous. It's really, really nice. So what is the difference as we move to the 2015 Brunello di Montalcino? Are these the exact same grapes or the same vineyard?
It's the same grape. Sangiovese is Sangiovese, but the difference is the selection. Because in the part of the vineyards we decide dedicate for the Brunello. And when we decide to dedicate for the Brunello, we make a big selection respect the Rosso. Big selection is all plant no make less grape respect the Rosso, because we need create the more
Body.
More volume, more structure. Yeah.
More structure,
Yeah.
exactly. And this is the basic for start. And after we need the good process in the cellar, because we need to accompany the wine in the process for arrive the good balance for entering the bottle for have the wine for drink when you want drink. After 20 years, it's possible. When you want drink tomorrow, we are ready.
You're so accommodating all the time. Wow. So it's a special selection in the vineyard
Yes.
of the same fruit, and then in the cellar, fermentation. Does fermentation begin in stainless steel or in oak barrel?
No, the fermentation is in the steel.
Is in the steel. Okay.
Is in the steel, and after we pass for minimum, depend the vintage, but minimum is 2 years in the barrel.
By law, I mean it's required, correct?
Example,
Yes, by law.
2050 stay near 3 years in the barrel, because it need help me for this process, and this depend the when is mature, yeah.
Mature.
When it's ready, and after we need to pass minimum 6 months before exit the cellar in the bottle, because this is normal for this, but it's important. The time in the bottle is very important. Is important. And I say you before, no? It's possible maintain for 20 years, because in the bottle the Sangiovese maintain the good sensation.
It can do it. It can do it. This is pretty cool. And it's still a baby. It's still young. And I just opened this bottle, so it's really fresh right now. But already, as it starts to open up in the palate, I get all sorts of spice from, eucalyptus and coriander and different kind of like earthy, clovey tone. It's very spicy, but also wonderful fruit. It has so much depth in different layers. And truffle, and a little truffle.
Brian, the next year you visit Italy in this time. I want you in my farm. You make the harvest time with me, truffle and grape.
5 a.m. truffle.
Wow,
for the
perfect.
night. Montalcino. I like it. I want to come. Next year, I will do my best to visit during this season, because I think I've never been in Tuscany during the harvest and during the white truffle season.
Ah, it's wonderful.
I believe you. I believe you.
I say only this. You sleep only when come back in USA. No problem.
Party all night. Wake up at 5.
No problem. We work all day.
This Brunello is really exciting. I think the vintage is showing itself, because 2015 was a pretty hot year, correct? And what's nice is the ripeness. Excuse me, say that again.
It's 5 stars.
Yeah.
2015, yeah.
Yeah, it was a really wonderfully warm vintage, but you've maintained to keep balance in this vintage, which I think is important. Instead of it being only big fruit or only big oak, it's really special. And was this aged in big barrels as well, or small barrels?
No, it's big barrels.
Big barrels.
Big barrels.
It's
Kind
the
of
same Rosso. 20.
Traditional concept of Brunello di Montalcino.
Yes.
Nice, which I prefer. I prefer. I think it's really cool. Valentino, Barbara, thank you. This has been so nice to see you, but also to talk about everything about the estate, and to taste the new vintages together, and to taste and kind of introduce this to our customers. So again, if you're watching this video, please reach out to me. Ask me for any of these bottles. I want to get them in your hands, and I want you to be able to taste these, because Loghi Farm is an incredible, special place on the planet, and I'm really, really honored to represent these wines. Valentino, thank you. Barbara, thank you. It's so wonderful to see you both, and take care.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Bye.